Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to file your tax return using UFile online. I've made another video using Wealthsimple Tax. If you're interested, you can take a look and see which software you prefer. At the end of this video, I'm going to compare the results I got using different software.
I always start by reviewing my notice of assessment from the previous year to see if I have any carry forward amounts. For example, unused tuition amount or RRSP contribution limit. In addition to T4, T3, T5, you may also have receipt for medical expenses, donations, or child care fees. Please keep your supporting documents for at least 6 years. The first step is to log into UFile online. If you don't have an account, you'll have to create a new account. After you log into UFile, you can click on the Go icon to create a new file for 2022 tax year. I already created a file, so I'm just going to click Launch to open the 2022 tax file. You just have to go through the questions one by one in order to prepare your tax return. You can use the navigation panel on the left side to go to different pages. The first page is for the identification information. Enter your name, social insurance number, date of birth, etc. The net file access code is an 8-character code located on your notice of assessment. It is intended to be used as an extra level of security. If this is the first time you file your tax return, you don't have to enter this. This field is optional. Then enter your province or territory of residence on December 31st, 2022. We'll use Alberta as an example for this video. Next, enter your marital status, whether your status has changed it in 2022, your gender, and click Next. For the information for the spouse or common law partner, usually we put incomplete information. Unless for special situations, such as, for example, if the spouse is a non-resident who doesn't have to file a tax return, then we can choose net income only. We will choose complete information here and click Next. Then we have to put in the mailing address. If you moved it in 2022 from one province or territory to another, you have to put in the date of your move. Confirm whether your home address is the same as your mailing address, and put in your phone number. Click Next. We have to answer some CRA questions. For example, the language of the return. Are you filing an income tax return for the very first term? Did you own any specified foreign property in 2022 with a total cost over 100,000 Canadian dollars? If the answer to this question is yes, or you're not sure, I wouldn't recommend you to do your tax return yourself, especially if this is the first time you're doing it yourself. This is because the rules for foreign property T1135 reporting are very complex. Did you sell a principal residence in 2022? Answer all the questions in this session. Basically, these are just yes or no questions. For the purpose of the climate action incentive payment, we have to specify the area we live in. For the email notifications from the CRA, if you prefer to receive your notifications and documents through email, you can select Yes and put in your email address. If you prefer to still receive a paper notice of assessment or notice of reassessment, then you can choose No. Keep in mind that this may no longer be an option going forward because the CRA has planned to start the process of switching to electronically providing notice of assessment or reassessment starting 2023. Click Next. For the net file question, are you going to use net file to submit your return? This means, do you want to file your tax return electronically from UFile online to CRA? We'll choose Yes if eligible. Are you going to be using net file to submit a prior year return today or within the next 2 days? We'll choose No here. If you intend to file your prior year's returns, please file your returns in order, meaning the oldest return first. This is because any prior year amount could potentially impact your current year amount. Click Next. For the CRA Autofill My Return, if you have a CRA My account, then this service allows you to download into UFile the information that the CRA has available, so that you don't have to enter all the information manually. Having said that, if you're using this function, it is still important to double-check the information with your supporting document, just to make sure that all the information is downloaded properly and completely. The CRA does not have all the information such as donation receipts, medical expenses, home office expenses, etc. You will still need to enter this manually. With the Express Notice of Assessment, you can get your Notice of Assessment right after you file your tax return. You must be registered with the CRA My account and sign up with their email notifications service to use the Express NOA. Next, we'll complete the interview setup. Basically, we just need to check all the boxes that are relevant. For the residency status, it is important to recognize that residency status for income tax purposes is not the same as residency status for immigration purposes. This question is related to residency status for income tax purposes. If you become a resident of Canada for income tax purposes in 2022, you need to enter your date of entry and your income earned while you were a non-resident. The income earned as a non-resident before moving to Canada is non-taxable, except for income you received from Canadian sources. Income earned as a non-resident is required to calculate certain benefits and credits. If you are not sure about your residency status for income tax purposes, I would recommend you to please consult with a professional. For this video, we'll select the following: employment income, employment expenses, interest, medical expenses, donations, RRSP. Click Next. The navigation panel on the left will be updated to show the pages that you just selected. We'll go to T4 and employment income. Click on the plus icon to open a page. You'll need to enter all the information as per your T4 tax slip, including your employer's name, employment income, province or territory of employment, your CPP contributions, your EI contributions, income tax deducted, etc. Once you are done entering all the information, double check the information just to make sure that you enter everything accurately. Then you can click Next. If you have more than one T4, you can just go back to the T4 and employment income section and click on the plus icon again to open a new page to enter the information from your other T4 tax slip. Next, assume I work from home for 100 days in 2022 due to COVID-19, and assume I met the CRA criteria for using the temporary flat rate method to claim home office expenses. We'll go to the employment expenses section. Choose T777 as employment expenses for working at home due to COVID-19, temporary flat rate method. Confirm that you meet the criteria, and then enter the number of days worked from home. You don't have to use the temporary flat rate method. You can use the detailed method, which may be a better option for you if you have a lot of eligible expenses. However, the detailed method is more complicated, and you must have a T2200S or T2200 form from your employer. Next, we'll look at interest and investment income. Again, just click on the plus icon to open the page to enter the information. Here, I already entered a T5. For the T5, you have to enter the information on the T5 tax slip, including the issuer. If it were a joint account, then you have to put in the percentage that you're entitled to. Interest income is reported in box 13. Once you're done, click Next. Next, we will look at our RSP. For our RSP, you have to enter your RRSP deduction limit for 2022. You can find this information on your 2021 Notice of Assessment. I'm just going to assume that my deduction limit was $5,000 and the contribution that I made in 2022 was also $5,000. You can choose whether to use all of your RRSP deductions in the current year or save all or some to future years. For this example, I'm going to use all the deductions in 2022. Click Next. Next, we'll look at donations. Go to Donations and Political Contributions. Choose the type of donations. For example, I'm going to choose Canadian charitable donations. Enter the name of the organization and the donation amount, and specify the nature of the donation. Click Next. For the medical expenses, we need to enter the date and also a description for the medical expenses. For this example, I'm just going to assume that I purchased a pair of glasses on November 1st, 2022. If you have more than one medical expense, you can click on the plus icon and enter the information from all of your receipts. Click Next. If you have a spouse or common law partner and you would like to prepare your tax returns together, you can add a spouse or common law partner. The questions are basically the same, such as identification, address, CRA questions, etc. Let's assume Vince only has one T4. I already added the information. If you have dependents, you can add your dependents here by clicking Add Dependent. And then just follow the instructions and answer all the questions. Once you are done entering all the information, you can click Review in order to review the information. Based on the information entered, the software automatically calculates the refund or balance owing. It will also calculate the amount of non-refundable or refundable tax credits. It is a good habit to double-check the errors, warnings, or tips section. You can also look at tax savings ideas to see if there are any tax savings recommendations. You can click on the Federal tab in order to see the summary of the tax information. One question I frequently got from client is whether the result would be the same if we use a different software. To demonstrate the result, I've entered the same information in Wealthsimple Tax, and as you can see, the results are the same. The total combined refund is $2,255. After you review the information, you can go to the tax return page to download the tax file. I'm not able to do this as I haven't paid for my tax return and I'm not eligible for the free version. To qualify for the free version, you need to be a student or you're filing a simple return or your income is below the limit, etc. Personally, I think there are many CRA certified software nowadays. Some are free, some are not, and you can choose the one that best meets your needs. When you are ready to file your tax return, you can go to the Net File page. Click the Ready for Filing icon to file your tax return. You will get a confirmation number from the CRA. Please keep this for your record.
Thank you so much for watching. Have fun filing your tax return.